Right now, we will broadcast for you the news in English on Radio Free Syria.
Welcome to our news hour in English. I am MarwanKADRO and I will be with you during this news hour from Radio Free Syria. We will start with the headlines. The local coordination committees in Syria. By the end of Monday, the LCC managed to document 129 marches, among them 6 women and 16 children. 33 marches were reported in Damascus and its suburbs, 28 in Aleppo, 24 in Idlib, most of them in Ariha, 19 in Hama, most of them in Haweja, 11 in Homs, 8 in Dar'a, and 6 in Deir ez-Zor. Bombardment went on at 286 points around Syria, including 12 by warplanes, 1 by cluster bombs, 2 by vacuum bombs, and 1 by explosive barrels. Mortar shelling hit 129 locations, artillery shelling hit 102, and rocket shelling hit 40 locations all over Syria. Free Syrian Army clashed with the regime forces in 119 points, during which he targeted airplanes bombing the city of Menneh in Aleppo. The Free Syrian Army also bombed Damascus International Airport and controlled Harran al-Amawid market located on the airport fence. The Free Syrian Army also targeted Shabiha headquarters in Somaria region Al-Yaqubiyya barrier in Idlib, and took control of many of them of the regime vehicles. In Hama, the FSA targeted a military convoy heading to storm into Karnas and killed more than 15 Shabihas. In Hasaka, the Free Syrian Army blew Civil Defense Center, which is considered a regime forces headquarters. We will start with Damascus. Unidentified bodies have been found near the Russian settlements in Tishrin neighborhood. Heavy battles between the Free Syrian Army and the Assad forces in Yarmouk neighborhood using all kinds of weapons. In Jobar, mortars have been heard near the parliament and the highway as heavy missiles have been dropped on the neighborhood. Moving to the countryside of Damascus, heavy shelling using heavy artillery and rocket launchers on several cities and villages in the eastern Ghouta. Moreover, in Jdeida Tartus, a missile has been dropped on a building which resulted in a massive fire. Heavy battles in Al-Miliha between the Free Syrian Army and the Assad forces for the 23rd day, as the battles have reached the air defensive building. Moving to Hama, heavy shelling on several villages in Hama's countryside using tanks and rocket launchers, as once again Karnas was hit, which resulted in several injuries among civilians. A missile has been also dropped on the same village, which resulted in the death of 4 people. In Al-Amiriya, the local bakery was hit by the Assad forces, which resulted in several injuries. Heavy bombardments on Kafr Zeta, as the Assad forces have shelled the area with cluster bombs. A new massacre was committed by the Assad forces in Al-Huwayja village in Hamas countryside, which resulted in the death of 10 people, as heavy shelling on the village continued from a Nahl checkpoint. Meanwhile, activists said that a MiG-23 was dropped down in Taibat al-Imam. Moving to the city and Hama, several demonstrations went out in the city of Hama in several neighborhoods as they support Hamas countryside and other regions. Heavy battles between the Free Syrian Army and the Assad forces that are located on 3 several points on the highway between Hama and Aleppo. The battles began as the Free Syrian Army was able to destroy a T-72 tank, as they have captured the ammunition that was inside the tank. Quickly, the Assad forces have sent 2 T-72 tanks along with 20 soldiers as the Free Syrian Army addresses these attacks with RPG missiles. At the end of the day, the Assad forces were able to enter a house that was near to the bases of the Free Syrian Army. However, the Free Syrian Army surrounded the area and started to shell it with mortars, which resulted in the death of more than 15 soldiers of the Assad regime. Moving to Daraa, the Free Syrian Army have shelled the 175th Brigade of the Assad forces using mortars, which resulted in the defection of many soldiers as they joined the Free Syrian Army. Moreover, the barbaric bombardments on the villages of Sheikh Miskin as the tanks have hit the southern areas of the village. Missiles have been fired away also on Busra al-Harir. Moving to Deir ez-Zor, the Free Syrian Army was able to liberate the intelligence services building in the city of Deir ez-Zor. Before that, they have liberated the bridge, which can be considered as the first defense lines of the regime in Deir ez-Zor. They have also destroyed 3 T-62 tanks as they have killed and captured several Assad soldiers. Meanwhile, heavy battles between the Free Syrian Army and the Assad forces in the western countryside of Deir ez-Zor. Moreover, in the city of Deir ez-Zor was under heavy bombardment as the Assad forces have shelled the city using all kinds of weapons such as heavy artillery and rocket launchers. Moreover, several villages of Deir ez-Zor were under heavy attack as the Assad forces have used warplanes to shell these areas. In Aleppo, heavy battles between the Free Syrian Army and the Assad forces in Al-Amiriya neighborhood and on the Al-Hamdaniya neighborhood that is near to the Ramusa as three of the Assad forces were killed on the hands of the Free Syrian Army. 2 mortars have been dropped on Masakin Hanano near Al-Abbas Mosque. Moreover, the humanitarian situation in Aleppo and Aleppo's countryside is very bad as there is no food, nor water, nor electricity. Heavy shelling on the villages and cities of Aleppo's countryside as there is no safe place not only in Aleppo but in all Syria. In Idlib, heavy shelling using rocket launchers on the villages of Jabal al-Zawiya from Al-Hamidiyya checkpoint. Activists added that the Assad forces are shelling these areas of Jabal al-Zawiya due to the fact that Jabal al-Zawiya is full of refugees from all around Syria. In Ma'arat Noman, several people have been killed as others were injured, among them children, due to the heavy bombardments with rocket launchers. In Homs, heavy explosions have been heard in the old neighborhoods of Homs. Meanwhile, heavy shelling on the villages of Homs countryside using heavy artillery from the Assad forces. Heavy battles took place between the Free Syrian Army and the Assad forces in the old neighborhoods of Homs as the humanitarian situation there is very bad. However, the people there won't give up as they will fight till the very end. This was it for today. Thank you very much for listening. I am MarwanKADRO, along with me Executive Manager Islam Al-Idilbi. Please follow us on freesyriaradio.webs.com. You can also reach us through Skype on Syrian342. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Right now, we will broadcast for you the news in English on Radio Free Syria.